stamina. Yeah, I really run it up. Grab the crew when you run it up. We don't do no violence, but we can get violent. Don't come around acting up. And every time I move real quick, they be on my moves real sick. They checking my style, they riding my tide, they loving my stamina. Yeah, I really run it up. Grab the crew when you run it up. We don't do no violence, but we can get violent. Don't come around acting up. And every time I move real quick, they be on my moves real sick. They checking my style, they riding my tide, they loving my stamina. Yeah, I really running up, running up, running up. My own bitch hit me, but that's on a regular. I can be booked if it's not on my schedule. I can be worried about you cause you regular. No, I'm not like the rest, we ain't regular. I just be repping my logo and repping my team. Stacking this paper and spreading this green. It is what it is, but it ain't what it seems. Hot the fist quick out the grass that was green. So your true colors, I know you I seen. Selective, of course, when I'm picking my team. They all wanna go, but they can't come with me. Really running out, running out. Got a bitch in the back and she cutting up. She doing them tricks to take a free trip. I swear she wild, she cutting up. I be on my moves real slick. Can't let a fake bitch see me trip. Won't take advice from a whack bitch. Just look at my past, that's a tip. Cause I really running up, running up, running up. I'm trying to spin it into the front runner. I'm trying to blow it and 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 blow, you know it. Yeah, I really run it up. Grab the crew when you run it up. We don't do no violence, but we can get violent. Don't come around acting up. And every time I move real quick, they be on my moves real sick. They checking my style, they riding my tide, they loving my stamina. Yeah, I really run it up. Grab the crew when you run it up. We don't do no violence, but we can get violent. Don't come around acting up. And every time I move real quick, they be on my moves real sick. They checking my style, they riding my tide, they loving my stamina. Yeah, I really counting that, counting that, counting that. I really get to the bag and I feel it. I really flip it and stack it and pass it. Tell my whole team don't come back till it's all gone. My little bitch is an angel, do no wrong. My little bitch is a devil, fucking strong. She don't get Lisa B be the one. The weight of her heart must feel like a ton. Said that she love me, told her don't love me. I can't be the one, we just having fun. Baby don't love me. I cannot call it, we just having fun. I cannot call it, no shade, I'm the sun. I cannot fake it, the grind that we put in. Yeah, you know damn well that we won. You know damn well that we won. Become the big to the pun. But if he came, I want some. Once I lick quick, you gon' run. You won't tell my sis how I put in work. You know that well I'm the one. I really run it up. Grab the crew when you run it up. We don't do no violence, but we can get violent. Don't come around acting up. And every time I move real quick, they be on my moves real sick. They checking my style, they riding my tide, they loving my stamina. Yeah, I really run it up. Grab the crew when you run it up. We don't do no violence, but we can get violent. Don't come around acting up. And every time I move real quick, they be on my moves real sick. They checking my style, they riding my tide, they loving my stamina.
Good evening and welcome to Hot Pink Radio. Let's chat Dallas. I am Cherise Stern, your host, and your other host is Stephanie. Where you at, Stephanie?
I'm here, baby. I'm here.
Well, good evening and thank you. Thank you all for joining us. Stephanie, what you been up to?
I haven't been up to nothing. Just trying to take it easy and trying
Okay.
to stay out the heat.
Okay. Well, that is what, that is definitely what needs to be done. So tonight on Let's Chat Dallas, or I should even say Hot Pink Letter. This is, I'm gonna call it the maiden voyage, the kickoff show for the Hot Pink Letter. Y'all know if you've been following me for any amount of time that I've been trying to get this off the ground for a while now. So tonight we are going to talk. Um, we're gonna talk about exes. You got any exes that you be trying to stay in touch with?
Not at all. No,
Okay,
ma'am.
not at all. There just ain't one. I really
Not
don't.
one.
I don't know. I think it just to me it's just one of those things after somebody has hurt you,
Right?
and or that you hurt them. I mean, like, why would you even want to stay in contact?
Exactly.
So anyway, we are going to get into this hot pink letter. Okay, Stephanie, I'm gonna need you to read this letter, and when you get through reading it, I want you to give a real quick, well, it don't have to be even quick because we really got all the time in the world, but I want you to just kind of give your opinion
Okay.
on the letter, and then we'll start to talk about it.
Okay,
All
will
right,
do.
here it come. There you go.
Okay. It says, Dear Hot Pink Letter, by me sending a text message to someone that I once dated, is that sending mixed signals? Here's the message. Just checking on you. Hope all is well. I haven't seen you. I haven't been with this person in over 20 years due to the fact that of the individual being locked up for 20 years, being out for 4 months. Can I check on him? Can I get can I get used? I'm sorry, trying not to say the word on radio. Can I check on? Can I see if you're okay? Sign, did I miss something? So from what I get from it, it said a lady checking on an ex that she hasn't been in contact with for 20 years. Because he's been in prison, been locked up, and been out for 4 months. I thought exes were exes for a reason. So
Okay.
I feel that, yeah, you are sending mixed feelings. If you haven't been in contact with a person for over 20 years
Mm,
and they are an ex, there's no need to check on them. What
right.
are you checking on them for? So yeah, you're sending mixed emotions, mixed feelings.
Yeah. So I mean, and like at the end of what she said, can I check on a bish? Can you just
Right,
check? Is it okay to just check on somebody and without them? I mean, it depends to me on who it is. Sometimes, like what are you checking for? I mean, what is the? I mean, they made it through their 20 years,
right,
obviously.
because they out. Somebody didn't let you know that they're out, so you know that they're alive and well. So
Hmm.
what's the purpose of sending that message, text message, Instagram, whatever it may be?
Right.
They touch. To me, it sounds like that person is out, and maybe you are you sending mixed feelings, or are you wanting more? What again? No, you can't just check on them, because if it was vice versa, how would how would she feel if she didn't want any contact with that person, and it's a guy reaching out after 20 years?
Right. And the thing about it is that she really didn't say like what their response was.
Right,
After 20 years, if someone that, bar in jail, after 20 years, if somebody I was with 20 years ago, if
right.
the person I was with 20 years ago
Yes.
sent me a text message and said, just checking on you, hope all is well, would I take that as a mixed signal?
Mm,
That's a good question.
it depends, because again, we don't have a lot of we don't know if there was letters, written while the person was in prison, if there
Right,
was money sent. To me, to send that type of message, even to check on someone after 20 years, is there some type of feelings involved? Do you have kids with that person? Are you
right.
still hanging with their family members? That's a lot in the air.
Some people just have a hard time letting go.
Yes, ma'am. A very hard
I
time.
think. And I don't know. I think that you know what? And let me not even lie, because the other day I sent a message to someone, and it wasn't that I was checking up on them. It's just I've been
Hmm.
going through this spiritual awakening, okay? And so
Right,
the Lord has been laying before me things that I've done wrong, that I
right,
probably, if I get an opportunity, that I need to
right.
make it right.
Exactly.
So when I sent the message fully with the intent that I'm just contacting you to say that I apologize, and that what it, if anything that I did in that situation caused problems in your life, or problems
Right,
with your situation, then I apologize, and I let it go at that. I didn't give a contact me, let's get together, let's go out to eat and let's talk about it type thing. It was
right,
just
right.
simply, I apologize. and I wasn't even really asking for forgiveness, because the forgiveness part of it is for me, for me
Right.
to move on with whatever it is that might have been holding me back because in that situation. So I don't know, Stephanie, is it if you're trying to um get something off your chest, get rid of some guilt about something or something or another. I don't know. What do you think?
Um, y- yeah, but it's been 20 years.
I'm gonna walk away
So,
real quick so I can go turn off my stove. I'll be right back.
okay, okay. It's been 20 years, so it sounds like a little bit more maybe have transpired. Maybe she got a reply and
This ain't
the
gonna be. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. Maybe she got a reply back, like you said earlier. We don't know if she got a reply back or not, but I understand what you're saying that if the breakup was bad, whatever it may be, for you, when you sent a message, you were sending
Hmm.
it for peace. It
Hmm.
was on that was your intent, but
Yeah.
it again it's been 20 years and
Right, because the thing with this message, just checking on you, hope all is well. It's like you're not really putting she really didn't close it. You know what I'm saying? She
it's an
didn't
open
close
ended.
that.
Yes, yes.
Exactly. That to me that says, okay, saying hope all is well means you can call me, tell me
Right,
whether all is
right,
well. I mean, really, I mean, that's one line, and you can read so much into that.
right. You can, but it's very open. And in today's society, some people like to play.
Okay.
So did this message or text message get sent and you were trying to see if you could get right back maybe where you were at when this, if you still had it, or whatever the case may be. And when you got, again, we don't know if a reply even came, or if this
Right.
person is just self-checking themselves to see if am I acting like I want this person back, or something. But again, with the way the question is written and the words, is very open-ended. It's like they want
They
something
want
back in
some type of
response.
contact.
Right, 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 right. That's what
Now,
I'm getting from it too.
okay, so say if you on the other end of this and you the third say that you're this person's mate.
Hmm.
Okay, either one of them, whether you're the sender's mate or the receiver's mate.
Right.
How would you feel about that?
Oh, let's say the receiver's mate, and
Mhm.
that mate's been locked up for 20 years, been out for 4 months, and you've been that person that's been writing letters, sending commissary, going to visit, and then all of a sudden they get that type of a text message that's going to cause conflict. That's going to make that female on the opposite end wonder, well, why is that message coming through? Hope all is
Mhm.
well. Is that it again? It's so open, and it can be taken like that on the other end. Why are you sending a message like that? Because again,
Mhm.
it's an open-ended question.
Girl, look. So I'm like, now, okay, my ex-wife was in jail. Okay.
Right.
And the time, of course, it wasn't no 20 years because I don't think I could have made that long. But
20 years is a long time.
it is a long time. For her, it was just like 10 months or so.
Right.
Okay. Now, I know you're not in the LGBT life, but being gay, being a gay woman and being in jail and then being more masculine of center presenting, you have a whole lot of women that are trying to be on you at the jail. Okay.
Right. Right.
And so what happened was is when my ex-wife got out of jail, okay, she
Uh-huh.
had people writing her from the jail.
Oh, wow.
Not no one, it wasn't no one line. It was like a whole 2 and 3, 4 page letter So I guess they done had a relationship or something like that or whatever at the
Oh
jail.
wow.
Girl, look, I was
Mm,
not planning on going there this evening, but getting out and like you saying, being on the other end, even something like that, because number one, you have such different relationships, in jail, and we talking about this situation because it involved jail, but I mean, I like I said, the person that I was with 20 years ago, if I was only to send them when I sent them something that's saying I apologize
right,
and that and I'm seeking forgiveness, and it wasn't call me back and let me know if you forgive me or nothing like that. It was
right, right,
just I'm apologizing for this, I'm releasing it, I'm letting it go, end of story, boom boom bam. Okay. But
right.
I think on the other end of that, I if I was the other partner on the other end just checking on you, hope all is well from your ex, I would feel some type of I would feel some type of the way. Luckily, I'm healed. I'm better healed than that. So that person would have to be as healed as I am to be able to
Right,
take that
right.
type of a message and not run with it and not read more into it than what it is.
Right, exactly. And I totally understand where you're coming from because let's take jail out of it.
Mhm.
And let's say that this has been a breakup and they're not together and they haven't been together for 20 years.
Mhm.
This person, whoever the sender is, don't know if this person has another person that they are involved with
Mhm.
regardless. Can't look, don't want to just look at the situation of them being in jail for 20 years. Some people are
Mhm.
in jail and they still find love on the outside of jail. So
Mhm.
again, it's a catch 22 because maybe it was a breakup because of jail and she couldn't do it,
Mhm.
or maybe it was something else, just she's trying to see if she can rekindle it. Again, it's an open-ended question, and it can get looked at so many different ways of, well, why you send it. Well, if it seems to you that that's what it looks like, that's what it looks like. Some friends will be like, why did you even reach out? Why did you
Mhm.
send a message? Because if it's been 20 years, well, why go back? And then some friends will say, excuse me.
Mhm.
Some friends will look at it and say,
I hear
"Ooh,
you,
that went
girl.
down the wrong pipe."
Okay. But I'm just saying, just I think just like the whole ex in general deal.
Right, right,
There's some people out here that I guess they feel like they can be friends with their ex. They can have, and even um like with my kid's father, we had a really bad breakup. So there was
right,
never a moment in there where I wanted to be friends with him. I wanted to
right,
be
right,
cordial with him. I wanted
right,
to co parent with him. I
right,
wanted us to be able to have a conversation without getting into a fight or an argument or anything like
right,
that. But
right.
being friends, not, and
No,
I haven't
not at
wanted to
all.
do that. And then even with I've been dating women now for
Uh-huh.
since I was 30.
Right.
And even with that, the the closest thing I had to a friendship was, I guess,
Hmm.
just simply because we raised our youngest children together, and
Right,
they have still, a close relationship. But and the thing about it is that we did
right,
try
right,
to be friends, okay?
right, right.
And but there was always that thing like underneath it all that, you know, I don't know. I said that thing underneath it all because that when you've been in an intimate, long-term
Hmm.
situation with another person, there's
Yeah.
going to be some low-key jealousy or
Yes,
whatever if you're
ma'am.
especially if you're doing things different from what you did with them. You know?
Exactly,
That's
Exactly.
the biggest thing. People will be like, okay, say time done passed and you done healed, you done evolved, you done, healed your toxic ways and all of that kind of stuff. And,
Right.
then you get with a new person and then you call yourself being friends still with that other person or with that ex from the past. And then they see you living your life like it's golden. And then they get jealous and like, you didn't do that with me, or you didn't treat me that way, or you didn't do that, this, that, that type of thing. And that is what, and then, I mean, that's like running a guilt trip on a person. Like, is what, so you're not, if we supposed to be friends, you're not happy for me that I've changed. You're not happy
Right.
for me that, that I'm not treating somebody else to the same toxic, traumatic relationship that we had,
Right.
and I guess people have a problem getting over that. I don't know.
Right. Right. Well, since it could be maybe she's wanting to rekindle something, so maybe that's why she's asking if she's leading on, and maybe are throwing mixed signals. Maybe she has mixed signals, period, whether she wanted to send the message or whether she didn't. It could be a lot, but it could be maybe she's wanting to rekindle, and maybe he
Well,
didn't.
from the tone of the letter, she acts like it's just
Right.
I'm checking on you, but this is like 4 months later.
Right, right. But again, we don't know if she got a reply. So
Right.
just think, if I put myself in this person's shoes and
Mhm.
send, let's not even do it with a relationship. Let's do it like with a friendship. And I have homegirls that I grew up with that are no longer homegirls for different reasons. I would consider them of an associate. I wouldn't be mean or rude if we seen each other in public. We'll probably talk and act like we're bosom buddies. But
Mhm.
in all honesty, I know that we wouldn't be, because there was a reason why we separated. If it was
Mhm.
just because moving to another state, it shouldn't have been 20 years and 4 months before we talked.
Right.
So if I can see sending something saying, "Hey, I know XYZ, forgive me for XYZ," like you said.
Mhm.
This still seem a little, maybe on the other end she got a message and it wasn't what she thought it was going to be. you
Mhm.
know and again,
Right.
it goes both ways. If we look at it, we can look at it on both ends, because if I send that and I don't get the response that I want, then that's when I'll be like, man, can a bitch check on you? I'm just checking
Mhm.
on you. I don't want, that was 20 years ago. I just heard you were out and I was just checking on you, making sure you're okay. But
But
again, that could
four
have been.
months later, like you, when you
Mm,
heard, or maybe it had been 4 months since she heard that this person was out. I don't know, but I feel like I don't know. I think that's, I don't know. I'm gonna find out. Okay, I'm gonna
okay.
find out what's up, what
Yeah,
really really
a
happened, because
little,
this
a
is
little
like,
bit more.
right, because there's like all kinds of indications and implications here. You know that like, what are you checking on? I wouldn't check on. That's just me.
Right,
Some
right.
people are a little bit more soft-hearted than I am where it comes to exes and all of that kind of stuff, because I'm like,
Hmm.
once I'm done, I'm done. And
Right,
unless I know that something I did caused, and thing about it is, it wasn't even something I did in the relationship. It was something that I did after the relationship
right.
had been over, and just me. But it was, girl, it was back, way back. Back when I used to be petty.
Exactly,
you know
exactly.
Back
Yes,
when I used
ma'am.
to be petty and just, all in all types of dark, toxic energy, and
Right.
not caring if I hurt somebody's feelings or whatever. Hey, Kimberly, if you want, you can shoot me a message if you want to come on. But it's just one of those things, because me personally, I'm just not into the whole, keeping up with exes and all of that kind of
Yeah.
thing. I'm just, if once we're done, I feel like it's time for us to close that chapter because there can be some hurt, there can be some hurt that is still lingering
Exactly.
even after a long period of time, even after 20 years,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
to me, if a person is not completely healed. I mean, you got people that take that 30, 40, 50 years to get over some stuff. So 20 years ain't nothing but a drop in the bucket, you know.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's
It's
still again it's some middle stuff that we not getting, and
it is some
inquiring
stuff.
minds would like to know.
Inquiring minds want to know. Well, we're going to
Yes,
take a real
ma'am.
quick break.
Okay.
And I'm going to see because now there have been some updates and answers to this. So I'm going to
Okay.
see if I can find out what's going on while we
Okay.
take a quick break from our sponsors.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome to the Miss Juneteenth pageant.
I will never get over seeing Miss Juneteenth cleaning toilets.
The winner of Miss Juneteenth will receive a full scholarship to any historically Black institution of your choice.
Good luck. I know that you are looking to replicate your success.
What's her problem?
I beat her.
When we get the new place, we can bring you on more regularly. I hate to see you working so hard.
I'm doing the best I can. I don't have the rest of the money.
We don't do credit. We don't do layaway.
You got something for her account?
You know I can't carry that kind of money on me, girl. I'll be right by y'all this time.
I've been holding it down a long time around here. She my dream now. I'm gonna make sure that she's something that we ain't.
If I make the dance team, I can get me a scholarship.
I ain't gonna have my daughter out there dancing like that.
Ain't no school handing out no full ride for that.
You better hope your grades turn out right. Where's your homework? You worry about the wrong thing.
I need you focused on your studies.
Miss Juneteenth is here to prepare you for the future. Your dinner knife.
That is your salad knife. One would surely not eat the main course with it.
We are expecting greatness.
Why you making me do it? Didn't do nothing for you.
I better not ever see you at my house again.
You always embarrass me.
I'm not cute. Or built to suit a fashion model size.
That's my baby.
Phenomenal woman. That's me.
Think, okay. Yeah, we are back. We are back. So, I went and I looked for an update. And so I did find a few responses to
Okay.
this question. And one of them says, while you know your intentions behind the message, communication in any form can be received and interpreted as the other party sees fit. You
Right.
can't control how someone else interprets what you say.
Right.
Even being direct leaves room for the other party to say you weren't.
Right. Right. I understand that. It's not the words you say, it's how it's received.
Mhm.
Right.
And
I
it
can
like
get
this
that.
a yeah, this scrolling across the body. Even if you're direct, it leaves room for the other party to say that you were not being direct or that there was mixed signals or something like that.
Right, right,
So you have to kind of gauge your intentions and your motives, and maybe kind of try to see what's up with that.
right. Because again, the receiving party could say, "Well, hey, it's been 20 years. I haven't heard from you. I haven't this, I haven't that. Why are you
Mhm.
reaching out? Why are you throwing mixed emotions?" I can see that too coming out.
Mhm. Yeah. So I mean, that's interesting. Another response was, let's see. Damn, 20 years with the same cell number. Anywho, I would let her know that you're just concerned. Now, that's the thing about it. I mean, how you get the number? See, there's so many
So many
questions.
questions. Right, right. And I didn't even think about that. It has been 20 years. That person that so somebody paid that phone bill for 20
Mhm.
years to make sure that that phone number stays the same.
Right. Or either that, or I mean, you'd had to went through her mama, they sister. You seen somebody. How
Right,
you get their number? They didn't have no, if they had a cell phone, they either had it in jail because
right.
they do that. Okay.
Yeah.
They either got it from jail or they got it since they've been out of jail.
And you were
Okay.
in contact with somebody that let you know
Right.
that person was out and they gave you the new phone number. So
Exactly.
again, a lot was left out, but it does still make sense. The some of the responses that were under that post. It is.
Mm, mm, mm.
And
Well,
still exes
that's
or
a
exes.
right. That is a good freaking question.
It
Okay.
is. It is.
All right. So then let's see what else do I have here? I don't see anything wrong with that. We check up on people all the time, exes or not that we want something in return, but because we still care about them. Okay, so what about that one?
Mm, but it's been 20 years. If you still cared, you would have checked on them when they were locked up. And maybe that's again, maybe that's what we're not being told. Maybe they kept up a line of communication, and she's just checking on this person now because they're out. I don't know, but no, exes are exes for a reason. If that person became an ex, they're an ex for a reason, and to keep that ex as a friend after 20 years. No, I still say throwing mixed. You can check on people, but mm, there's so much that after 20 years, once you lose in contact with somebody, again, goes back to the question before this one. That same number was on for 20 years.
Mhm.
And so,
Okay. I don't see anything wrong with that. We check up on people all the time, exes or not. Not that we want something in return, but because we still care about them.
but they're an ex. So,
So where are you saying you can't you're not supposed to care about eggs? I'm just playing devil's advocate at
no,
this
no,
point
no.
because I
You
agree
and
with
I
you.
understand it. And
Okay.
I'm not saying that you can't care about an ex, but doing that's like having a discussion with a friend, and this discussion has been a heated discussion before. Do you bring that discussion up so you and that friend can have that heated discussion again, or do you kind of leave it alone? I understand about checking on that person, but if you can check on that person without communicating with that person, if you still have feelings for that person, then who's throwing mixed signals with who? Are you throwing mixed emotions and feelings within yourself? And now you are asking is the or now are you asking the question, is it okay? Because you actually want something out of that text, or by you checking on them. There's ways to check on people that you still care about without doing it. I'm gonna say to that extreme after 20 years and 4 months.
Right. I don't see anything wrong. We check up on people, exes or not. Child, I don't know. So this is another response. This is someone that's locked up for 20 years. She's going to have to catch up on a lot, including social cues. So I
Right.
just chop it up to that and leave her alone. You know what? I like that answer
I do
because it
too.
is somebody that has been locked up for 20 years. They have had, I don't know what goes on in jail. I don't.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So
Me neither.
there could have been some healing that happened.
Right,
Okay, and there could have been something that um living in that situation,
right,
living with a whole lot of people in a very tight space. You might have
right,
had to to get your communication skills together, and in there you can look at somebody the wrong way and have an issue, you know
right,
uh
right,
with that. But you know I mean, I think that is a good way to wrap up this topic. This is someone who's been locked up for 20 years. She's going to have to catch up on a lot, including social cues, including sometimes being away that long in one place like that, sometimes time stops.
right,
So
right,
you might
right,
still be dealing with a person from 20 years ago, as
right,
opposed to a person who has grown 20 years. And I'm not saying that there wouldn't have been any growth, because I know that there are some very good rehabilitation programs,
right,
that are in our institutions. So
right. But I get where
like
you're coming from. I get where you're coming
mhm.
from.
But at the
I
but at the end of the day, like that last sentence says, so I just chop it up to that and leave her alone.
right. And it,
Right.
but uh, I still say but.
Mhm.
Yeah, you check on them and then leave it alone. But yeah, I
Mhm.
because we can keep talking about that for hours.
All day. And so we're going
Yes,
to move
ma'am.
on. We will move on, okay? And so this evening we have another special guest, okay?
Okay.
And so let me just get rid of this last banner here and bring her in. I have Pink Summer. Hi, Pink Summer.
Hi.
Is that what you
Hi.
want us to call you?
Sure. That's actually my musician name, but I
Okay.
do, yeah, I like being called that. So
Oh,
Okay.
it's
you are very beautiful, and thank you for coming on to our show tonight.
oh, thank
Thank you for
you.
being a guest. I'm very excited to talk to you. And I just
Thanks
want
for
you to
having me. Yeah.
absolutely give a little bit of information about yourself, and then I'm going to play your video, and tell us what you're here for.
Hi. Well, um I actually am a disabled model and musician.
Mhm,
So I'm a person with disability, and I like to be open about that
mhm,
because I think that not enough people are really talking about mental health.
yeah,
Well,
Right.
people are talking about it, but I think a lot of people are afraid to talk about it. So I want to
mhm,
kind of allow that to be something that people aren't afraid of talking about anymore. And
Right.
I'm, I have a mental health disability, and it changed my life. I originally was, I went to NYU for mathematics,
oh wow.
and I had a degree. I had a degree, and I worked at the National Cancer Institute. I had a great job, but all of a sudden, I started experiencing mental health issues. My mom died, and
Mm,
Mhm.
that kind of uh, created a lot of symptoms for me. I had PTSD from that, and also,
Oh wow.
but it caused me to have a lot of social anxiety and have difficulty going to work. So it was a difficult choice to get on disability, but I think it was the right one in the end because it also led me to kind of pursue other passions, pursue art, and pursue like my dreams. As a child, I always wanted to be a model, and now
Right.
I actually have the time to try to chase that dream.
mhm,
So um and I just do some local modeling, work with some independent photographers.
mhm,
I'm still at
Okay.
the beginning trying to portfolio, but
Okay.
it's something that I've really enjoyed. Anyway, yeah, so that's a little
Absolutely.
bit about me.
Well, thank you for that, and thank you again for sharing your story with us. And I want to talk more, of course, about your mental health, or your
Hmm.
disability, but I
Sure,
also
yeah.
want to talk about your music, about your art, and
Oh,
how those things coexist, and all that. So I'm going to take a
yeah.
really quick break, and I'm going to play your video, and then we're going to come
Okay.
right back. Okay?
All
Thank
right.
you. One
Thank
moment.
you.
Hmm.
And I spent it with you. We put the past away. It's what we had to do. There wasn't much to say, but I just wanted you to know. Even when I'm away from here, don't fear. The days will pass quickly now, my dear. I know it's a song that I never sing. So have another weekend with me. Another weekend with me. We're gonna savor every moment. It's never gonna end. We're gonna hold each other close for as long as we can. We'll forget all the heartbreak when we think of it again. We're gonna savor every moment like it's never gonna end. We're gonna savor every moment like it's never gonna end. Okay. Woo! Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank
So,
you.
where were you? Where were you at when you performed that?
I was actually at a local open mic at a place called Kava Social Club. It's just um, it's a tea shop.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's here in Bradenton. I live in Bradenton Beach,
Hmm.
the area around Bradenton Beach.
Right.
And I well, I've actually been going to a bunch of open mics for the past few months. I just discovered open mics
Hmm.
this year. I didn't know about them before, but it's such a great avenue for a local musician to get their music out. You can perform in front of an audience, and everyone's really welcoming and happy to listen to your music.
Hmm.
And I really enjoy going to open mics. It's something that is therapeutic for me because actually music in general is really therapeutic. It helps
Right.
me have an outlet for some of the things that I'm experiencing. That song was a love song,
Hmm.
but I don't if you heard the lyrics, some of it is like about, overcoming like your past so that you
Hmm.
can really be engaged in your relationship, in your current
Hmm.
relationship, and how the past kind of can affect your relationship. um it's I mean, the references to the past were kind of subtle, but
Hmm.
that's what it's about. And just overcoming traumas of the past so that you can be a good girlfriend or boyfriend, and
Hmm.
show as much love as possible, because that's another thing with a disability. It's really hard to maintain a relationship because
Hmm.
people, you know, as soon as you admit that you have a disability, the
Hmm.
person, will think
Immediately
that,
judges you. Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Hmm.
Right. So it can change how they see you. And I've had difficulties in relationships because people have seen it as a burden, and then it would
Mhm.
make me feel like a burden, and it would affect my self-esteem. But like with relationships, you want to feel good about yourself. You want to be with
Mhm.
someone who
Right.
makes you feel good and
Mhm.
happy about yourself. So, and
Right.
who doesn't, who just looks at you like another human being, not a person
Mhm.
with a disability that is, inconvenient, or causing drama or more issues or something. um I think, um I'm sure that a lot of other people with disabilities experience the same thing. It's just,
Mhm.
it changes your whole life, like your
It does.
relationships, your
Right.
career, your everything.
Mhm.
So
Wow. Well, I mean, and the thing about it is with social anxiety, and the fear of being judged, the fear
right.
of a embarrassment, that type of thing.
Hmm.
That must be pretty interesting for you being a singer. I know a lot
Right.
of singers have stage fright, but like this is going beyond it being introverted. It's beyond being just shy, things
Hmm.
like
Right.
that. I mean, there's actually a reaction, mental or physical, that goes along with this disability.
Right. At first, I had a difficult time. I would have my phone with me, and I would be looking up my lyrics the whole time, and
Mhm.
just kind of looking at my phone and not looking at people. Um, I had difficulty interacting with the audience at first, but I thought it was worth it because I really wanted to share my music.
Mhm.
And I, um, but it was an obstacle I had to overcome. It was definitely something that I was afraid of at first. And
Mhm.
Right.
you know, uh it's nice to have a boyfriend in the audience. So,
Mhm.
but I can imagine, well, if I hadn't had him, it would have been really hard. That's why, I didn't really start thinking about it seriously until I was in a relationship and had someone who's always there supporting my work,
Mhm.
and who be my like moral support.
Mhm.
Um, so it was with the social anxiety. The reason I have that is more social anxiety when it comes to like a job,
Mhm.
or like coworkers. I don't have trouble making friends,
Okay.
but for me, I have like, whenever I was in a work environment, I had a lot of difficulty
Mhm.
not getting along, but just fearing that they were judging me, or they were judging my work, or
Mhm.
you know um but for some reason with music, like, it's not as scary because it's really something that I care about.
Mhm.
When I was working at the with research, it's not, I guess, that the passion wasn't really there, to be
Right.
honest. And so it wasn't really worth overcoming those issues with social anxiety.
Mhm.
But it more recently, I I decided to just go for it, and perform my music. Although I still, I still have a lot of anxiety when I'm up there. I have a
Mhm.
service dog, um, and
Aw.
yeah. Well, she's a service dog in training. She's still
Mhm.
young, but she's like, she helps me feel confident on stage. If I know she's in the audience, like, I know she doesn't know what I'm singing or doing really, but
Mhm.
it's still comforting to have her there. Um,
Right. Right.
so
Does she, I mean, with this, Pink, do you have things like panic attacks or anxiety attacks? Does your service dog help with that?
yes, that's exactly what she's for.
Mhm.
I have very severe panic attacks.
Mhm.
Um, and usually that doesn't happen unless like something's, something extremely stressful occurs. If I do feel like I'm being judged, or if somebody says something mean to me, I start to have panic attacks, or and then, so that's why she's so important when I'm performing, because if, I don't know, maybe I'll perceive that someone didn't receive my music well, at least
Mhm.
my dog is there to kind of help me get through it and
Right.
help me not have, she can either alert someone about my panic attack,
Mhm.
or,
Right.
just help me out of it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So,
Can she sense when your panic attack is coming on, or uh,
she's still training to do that, but she can kind of like, she sees like me in severe stress, and
mhm.
she'll be sweet enough to, like, sometimes if I'm crying, she'll kiss my tears, and, like,
Aw.
it's so sweet. She's very sweet.
I
She's a
wish you'd have sent me a picture of her.
Oh,
Oh,
she
I'm
sounds
sorry. Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
because she's part of the equation as well.
right. Yeah, I it slipped my mind. I'm sorry
It's
about that,
okay.
but she's a huge part of my life, and she
Mhm.
helps me through these performances for sure.
How often do you perform?
I probably perform like once a week.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, I try to make it out at least once a week, but sometimes, sometimes the social anxiety will prevail and I just want to stay home, and,
Mhm.
but I
Right.
think that's also common with, with everyone. Like,
Mhm.
you just don't have enough energy to go out, or,
And then
Right.
going out in and of itself is an energy zapper.
It
right.
is.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah. Well, wow. I mean, do you write your own music, Pink, or are you when you go out, do you basically just sing the karaoke picks? Or do you plan to expand?
So I do write my music. I have maybe 5 to 7 songs right now. Um,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I do write my
Mhm.
music, but then I also perform covers. If I'm feeling a little bit too anxious to do my own music, sometimes I'll just default to a cover and
Mhm.
sing something like it's easier. Um, if I have a little bit of anxiety, then it's easier for me to do a song that I didn't write. Um,
That makes sense.
yeah.
So I saw you on the picture in front of the piano. Or do you play the piano
Oh,
or any
yes.
musical? Okay.
Yes. Yes. I have some um songs on piano. I have a song called "Stay with Me Forever." I wrote on
Okay.
piano. Music is pretty wholesome. Like, I try
Mhm.
to keep it wholesome, just about love, like about love and relationships, and, you know, um, just they're pretty simple songs. Just, a few chords on the piano, but, they're
Mhm.
like, they mean a lot to me, and I guess,
Right.
you know, it's uh, it's always very gratifying when I see when someone reaches out to me after I perform and says,
Mhm.
"Oh, I really liked that. I liked what you perform. I liked your music, and I could really relate to it." That makes me feel great.
Mhm.
That's like the best feeling in the world. Like, it just makes you really think, you know, for a second that, oh, my work really matters, and, my
Mhm.
existence matters, and here I am, like,
Right.
trying to overcome my issues, and it actually means something to someone. So,
Right.
Wow.
yeah.
Well, that is important, just to, if you can touch or change one person, just one, you fulfilled your purpose
Right.
Mm.
here. All right. Well,
Yes,
guys,
ma'am.
we are getting down to the bottom of the hour. And Pink,
Okay.
thank you so much. Thank you for coming
Thank
on. Thank you
you.
for sharing your story. Thank you for
Yes,
sharing your
ma'am. Thank you
music.
so much.
It was so wonderful being here with you again. Stephanie, I'm telling you,
Yes,
girl, you are
ma'am.
my new co-host. This is
I'm
what it
here with
is,
you.
honey.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
we
Yes,
can get
ma'am.
out, we can get out here and do some things, and so I'm really, really glad. And there's a couple of people I think on, and so also anybody watching, if you want to comment on the topic for the hot pink letter tonight or our guest, please go ahead and leave it in the comments. And if you like this show tonight, please share it with your friends on your social media platforms. And then Stephanie and I will see you guys when on Sunday.
Yes, ma'am. See you Sunday.
All right then. And if you have a topic that you would like for us to discuss here on the Hot Pink Letter, or if you would like to be a featured guest, then please send us an email. Our email address is letschatdallas@gmail.com. That is L as in Larry, E as in Edward, Z as in zebra, C as in cat, H as in Harry, A as in apple, T as in Tom, Dallas. And if you don't even know how to spell Dallas, then I don't know what you're doing with your life
Yes,
at
ma'am.
gmail.com. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast with a message from our sponsors for Praise in the Park. Remember, and I mean, I'm acting like this is like right around the corner, but it is on October the 10th, 2021. It is our Founders Day Praise in the Park's Worship Without Walls celebration that we will be doing at Opportunity Park this year in South Dallas. So if you would like, please sign up to participate or just come out and join us for the festivities. And this last word will be from our sponsors. Good night, ladies.
Good night.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night.
Grand Rising Bomb Squad. It's Tulips Bomb Body Care Company. This morning's tea blend is made for mental stimulation, energy, and clarity. I'll be posting more herbal tea blends videos, so make sure to follow for more tea blends, self-care, bomb products, and more. Have a good day and make sure to love on yourself.